In the 1960s, Shaw Brothers ruled the world of Hong Kong cinema. They built an empire of indoor sets, contract actors, and factory-style filmmaking. But in the 1970s, Golden Harvest set it all on fire. They broke away from the system, focusing on stars, freedom, and speed. As producer Raymond Chow famously believed, audiences don't follow studios, they follow people. Today, we test that idea. From 1971 to 1986, we'll compare the strongest film from each studio year by year. We'll judge them on innovation, cultural impact, and how they hold up for modern fans. No nostalgia shields, no personal favorites, one winner per year. Let's see who truly dominated the golden age of Kung Fu film history. 1971. Shaw Brothers enters the year with confidence. The new one-armed swordsman continues their tradition of tragic heroes and stylized violence. Director Chang Che once described his cinema as violence with moral weight, and with David Chang's charismatic lead, they delivered a wuxia masterpiece. But then, Golden Harvest released The Big Boss. Bruce Lee reportedly took control of his own fight scenes almost immediately. One crew member later recalled, "No one had ever moved like that on camera." While Shaw's film is a polished classic, Golden Harvest takes the win here. The Big Boss didn't just win the box office, it introduced a raw, real-world fighting style that put Kung Fu on the international map. Point for Golden Harvest. Moving to 1972, Shaw Brothers countered with Five Fingers of Death, also known as King Boxer. This wasn't just another movie, it became a pioneer, being the first major kung fu hit in American grindhouse theaters. With Lo Li's powerful performance and its iconic iron fist technique, it introduced Western audiences to the world of intricate forms and training montages. But Golden Harvest fired back with something legendary, Fist of Fury. Here, Bruce Lee becomes more than just a fighter, he becomes a symbol of national pride and resistance. Lee himself once said, "I'm not trying to be a star, I'm trying to express myself." And he expressed that rage through groundbreaking nunchaku scenes and a battle against oppression that shook the world. While Five Fingers sparked the global craze, Golden Harvest takes the crown again. In 1973, Shaw Brothers presented Blood Brothers, a brutal and tragic epic. Director Chang Che believed masculinity was the core of martial arts cinema, once stating that men fight because loyalty demands it. This story of betrayal and fierce duels showcased the studio's dramatic depth and remains a masterpiece of the genre. But then came a moment in history. Golden Harvest unleashed Enter the Dragon. Tragically, Bruce Lee passed away just weeks before its release, and the film became a myth overnight. It wasn't just a movie, it established the grammar of modern action cinema. By blending espionage, a lethal tournament, and that iconic mirror room showdown, it mainstreamed Kung Fu on a global scale, influencing everything from Hong Kong action to Hollywood blockbusters. Blood Brothers is powerful, but Enter the Dragon is immortal. Another point for Golden Harvest. 1974 saw a shift in the landscape. After the tragic death of Bruce Lee, Golden Harvest struggled to find a successor, offering The Tournament with Angela Mao, a straightforward competition flick with solid fights, but lacking that special spark. Meanwhile, Shaw Brothers regained their momentum. They released Shaolin Martial Arts, a masterclass in style blending. While The Tournament is a decent entertainer, Shaw Brothers wins this round hands down. Their film pushed the boundaries of martial arts innovation, creating a blueprint for historical Shaolin lore that still echoes today. Shaw Brothers finally gets on the board.
In 1975, Shaw Brothers embraced the madness. They released The Flying Guillotine, a wild tale featuring a deadly spinning head remover, secret societies, and over-the-top action that spawned sequels and became an instant cult classic for its creativity. It was creative, dark, and over-the-top, exactly what the studio needed to stand out. Golden Harvest took a different path with The Man from Hong Kong. Starring Jimmy Wang Yu, this Australian co-production was one of the first Hong Kong films to seriously target Western markets, blending car chases with kung fu in a high-octane cop thriller. But while Golden Harvest's ambition was high, the cult status of the Shaws wins this round. The guillotine gimmick left a lasting mark on pop culture. For fans of inventive weaponry and pure spectacle, Shaw Brothers remains the gold standard here. Another point for the Shaws.
In 1976, Shaw Brothers was at its most elegant. They released The Magic Blade, a poetic wuxia adventure filled with mystical weapons and philosophical undertones. Directed by Chor Yoon, the film's visual beauty and stylized fantasy action influenced the genre for decades to come. Golden Harvest countered with The Hand of Death. This film is a fascinating piece of history. It was the first martial arts film directed by a young John Woo, long before Hard Boiled, and it even featured Jackie Chan in a supporting role. But while Hand of Death hints at future greatness, Shaw Brothers prevails this year. The Magic Blade is a polished masterpiece of artistic depth, whereas the year's true standout, the independent hit Master of the Flying Guillotine, showed that the genre was starting to fragment beyond the big studios. Between the two giants, however, Shaw edges it with pure class. Shaw Brothers takes the lead. 1977 brought us a Shaw Brothers masterpiece, Executioners from Shaolin. This film represents Shaw Brothers at their thematic peak, often cited as one of the most complete kung fu films ever made. Training, patience, sacrifice, and moral consequence define the story. Its exploration of rival styles and family honor has a historical weight that still resonates in martial arts discussions today. Golden Harvest replied with Broken Oath, a fierce female-led tale of vengeance. Angela Mao delivers a powerhouse performance with solid choreography, showcasing why she was one of the studio's biggest assets. But while Broken Oath is an empowering watch, it was quickly overshadowed. Shaw Brothers wins this round for their technical innovation and dramatic intensity. By focusing on the evolution of fighting techniques, they created a film that remains essential for anyone studying the roots of the genre. Another point for Shaw Brothers. 1978 was a year of giants. Shaw Brothers released The 36th Chamber of Shaolin, a film that didn't just tell a story, it defined the training montage formula still used in cinema today. Gordon Liu's journey from a broken novice to a legendary master became a symbol of discipline and resilience. Its influence spread far beyond Hong Kong, cementing its place in global pop culture. Golden Harvest fought back with Warriors 2. Directed by Sammo Hung, it's a brilliant showcase of Wing Chun, masterfully blending high-speed choreography with Sammo's signature comedy. It's widely considered one of the best technical martial arts films ever made. But despite Warriors 2 being an absolute gem, it has to settle for second place here. The 36th Chamber of Shaolin is more than a movie. It's a cultural phenomenon that remains indispensable for fans who value motivational storytelling and authentic Shaolin heritage. Shaw Brothers remains unbeatable this year. In 1979, Shaw Brothers unleashed The Kid with the Golden Arm. It was a high-energy spectacle featuring the legendary Venom's crew, filled with superhuman feats and elemental battles. It's beautifully staged, flashy, and remains a cult favorite for its creative choreography. But Golden Harvest countered with a film that proved Sammo Hung wasn't just a performer, he was a visionary. The Magnificent Butcher is a masterpiece of action comedy and a brilliant homage to Wing Chun. But it's Sammo's speed and inventive precision that truly shine here, blending humor with some of the most intricate fights ever filmed. While the Shaw's film is a stylish joyride, Golden Harvest takes the win this time. The blend of personality and masterful choreography in The Magnificent Butcher set the stage for the next decade of action cinema. Point for Golden Harvest.
1980 was a clash between the perfection of the old school and the birth of the new. Shaw Brothers delivered Clan of the White Lotus, featuring one of the genre's most iconic villains. With its acrobatic fights and the return of the Pai Mei style, it's a masterclass in traditional kung fu. But Golden Harvest released The Young Master, marking Jackie Chan's directorial debut for the studio. This is where Jackie fully committed to the dangerous, groundbreaking stunt work that would make him a global legend. While Shaw Brothers delivered a flawless remake, Golden Harvest wins this round. Audiences wanted evolution, not repetition, and The Young Master set new standards for action and comedic timing that still inspire filmmakers today. We are tied at 5-5. While these two giants battled it out, many critics agree the best film of the year was actually the independent Sammo Hung film, The Victim, also known as Lightning Kung Fu, a masterpiece of both drama and action. In 1981, Shaw Brothers' Masked Avengers showcased the Venom's crew at their darkest. It's a thrilling mystery filled with gory twists, team dynamics, and deadly traps, a treat for fans of the studio's more macabre side. But Golden Harvest countered with a film that many consider the greatest Wing Chun movie ever made, The Prodigal Son. Directed by Sammo Hung, the film rejects the fantasy of earlier eras. Sammo believed that real kung fu should look imperfect. It's hard, painful, and has to be earned. With its innovative opera-infused fights and Yuan Biao's incredible star turn, the film focused on technical precision and character-driven stakes. While the Shaw Brothers style felt increasingly frozen in time, Golden Harvest claims a clear victory here. The choreographic brilliance of The Prodigal Son set a benchmark for martial arts cinema that remains a gold standard for today's fans. Golden Harvest takes the lead, 6-5. In 1982, Shaw Brothers unleashed Five Elements Ninjas, a brutal and wildly creative epic. It's a ninja invasion story unlike any other, featuring elemental clans, bizarre traps, and an incredibly high body count. To this day, its blend of Japanese influence and Shaw-style gore remains a cult favorite. Golden Harvest countered with Dragon Lord. While it features Jackie Chan's incredible athleticism and youthful charm, it's widely considered one of his weaker period films. The production was troubled, and the focus shifted more towards sports and antics than the tight choreography fans expected. While Dragon Lord has its moments, Shaw Brothers takes this round easily. The sheer imagination and cult status of the Five Elements Ninjas prove that the studio could still dominate when they leaned into their most extreme instincts. We're tied again, 6-6. However, the year's true masterpiece came from the outside, Legend of a Fighter by Seasonal Film, which many consider the definitive take on the Huyan Jia legend. By 1983, the gap between tradition and innovation was becoming a canyon. Shaw Brothers delivered Shaolin Intruders, a solid film with acrobatic temple battles and intricate intrigue. It showed the studio could still produce high-quality action, but it felt like a refined version of the past. Meanwhile, Golden Harvest released Duel to the Death. This film was pure chaos on screen. It featured an epic samurai versus wuxia clash that pioneered the wire fu style we'd later see in global hits like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Director Ching Su-tung wanted to push everything beyond realism. From giant ninjas to exploding kites, it was a visual feast that broke every rule in the book. Shaw Brothers simply couldn't compete with that level of energy and ambition. Duel to the Death bridged the gap between the old eras and the future of stylized action, making it one of the most influential films of the decade. Point for Golden Harvest. They lead 7-6. 1984 presents one of the toughest choices in martial arts history.
Shaw Brothers delivered the 8-diagram pole fighter, a tragic masterpiece born from real-life sorrow. After co-star Alexander Fu-Sang died during production, the film's tone became darker and more intense. Gordon Liu's raw, grieving performance and those legendary pole staff sequences represent the absolute technical peak of the studio. It is, quite simply, the last great Shaw Brothers film. But then, Golden Harvest released Wheels on Meals. Filmed in Spain, it united the three brothers, Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, and Yuen Biao, at the height of their powers. The climax features Jackie versus Benny the Jet Urquidez, a duel often ranked as the greatest fight scene ever filmed. The sheer speed, realism, and infectious energy were unlike anything seen before. This is a clash of eras. Shaw's film is a brilliant, tragic monument to the past, but the audience had moved on to the streets of the modern world. Because it redefined what a fight scene could be for a global generation, Golden Harvest takes the point. In 1985, Shaw Brothers attempted to recapture the magic with Disciples of the 36th Chamber. It's a fun, light-hearted sequel featuring mischievous monks and creative group fights, but it felt like echoes of a bygone era. At the same time, Golden Harvest released Police Story, and it changed the rules of cinema forever. This wasn't just a movie, it was a revolution. From the bus chase to the iconic death-defying mall slide, Jackie redefined action realism by putting his life on the line in every frame. Shaw's sequel is an enjoyable nostalgia trip, but Golden Harvest absolutely dominates this year. Police Story didn't just spawn a massive franchise, it influenced Hollywood blockbusters for decades. By this point, the legendary Shaw Brothers studio was becoming a memory, while Golden Harvest was the new king of global action. Point for Golden Harvest. They lead 9-6. Finally, we reach 1986. Shaw Brothers delivered Martial Arts of Shaolin, starring young Jet Li. It's a beautiful film with scenic locations and spiritual depth, but it feels ceremonial, a final graceful bow to the traditional era. However, Golden Harvest went in the opposite direction with Righting Wrongs, also known as Above the Law. This film introduced a new level of modern, full-contact brutality. Starring Yuen Biao and Cynthia Rothrock, it blended intense vigilante justice with jaw-dropping aerial stunts. It wasn't about forms anymore, it was about raw emotion and high-stakes combat. While Jet Li's performance is solid, Golden Harvest wins the final round. Their bold, gritty storytelling and technical intensity resonated with a new generation of fans, influencing the vigilante tropes we still see in action cinema today. The final point goes to Golden Harvest. Final score, 10-6. While we focus on martial arts, we have to mention A Better Tomorrow. Produced by Cinema City, it was the true king of 1986, proving that the era of the sword and spear could soon be replaced by the era of the gun. So, the war is over. Shaw Brothers created the myth, but Golden Harvest created the future. Shaw Brothers taught the world what Kung Fu cinema could be, building a temple of tradition and discipline. But Golden Harvest taught the world how to evolve or die. From the raw fury of Bruce Lee to the death-defying stunts of Jackie Chan, their focus on star-driven innovation and global reach gave them the edge in historical impact. Final score, Golden Harvest, 10, Shaw Brothers, 6. Shaw's legacy is legendary, but Golden Harvest's adaptability won the day. But what do you think? Was the technical mastery of the Shaws superior, or do you stand with the revolution of Golden Harvest? Drop your thoughts in the comments, let us know which year was your favorite, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more cinema showdowns. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next fight.